All right, so we're gonna be covering another one of the Graham Stephan's videos. This one just came out yesterday. So this is about Mr. Beast, and it's titled "How Much Mr. Beast Makes." Now I have listened to Mr. Beast on like podcasts, Joe Rogan, and some other podcasts, and he talks about how basically he doesn't make really any money. At least all the money he does make, he just reinvests into his his streams, his ideas. You know, a lot of the money he does get, it's due to the sponsors sometimes that he has. And that he's taken out like multiple loans and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see what this one's about.
If he can make a three-pointer, I'll tell you how much I make off YouTube.
Well, I never thought that this would happen, and no, I'm not talking about being stuck inside of a makeshift jail cell, but instead getting an inside look into the business of one of the most successful creators of all time, MrBeast. 96,000 a month.
157 million views. That's why when you say like, well, do you set aside money? 39 days of no video, and you can still do that on a side channel.
From his humble beginnings, Jimmy
Damn.
Donaldson was able to
96,000 a month. So he's almost making 100K a month. Damn.
turn his genuine passion for making YouTube videos into a
Look how young he
conglomerate
looks.
of businesses, restaurants, charities, and investments. And today we're getting an inside look into Forbes' highest paid creator, allowing us to see exactly how he spends his day and his money. Enjoy. When is the moment that you realized that you could turn this into a business?
Probably when I started making around $20,000, $30,000 a month is when it kind of clicked in my head. I was just like, wait a minute, if I just had a helper, I could do this 2 times faster. I could
20 to 30,000 is quite a lot. That's sometimes some people's income for the full year. So if you're making that already in a month, yeah, that's looking good, man.
upload twice as much. And so then I just brought in a guy to help me move boxes and just help with the simple stuff. And I was like, oh, well, now let me go hire an editor. And then I just basically hired someone every month for the last like 6 years. Yeah, so we have basically cameras for different things.
Holy shit. Is this all his equipment for his streaming? Got like spring clamps, different cameras. Holy shit, man. He's got a whole treasure trove arsenal here. It's a warehouse.
Videos have gotten crazier. We've just built up a giant arsenal of stuff.
How many hours do you work in a day?
I would say since I was 11 years old, almost every waking hour of the day, I'm thinking of YouTube in some form or capacity. I feel like it was almost like baked in my DNA. Like it just flows in my blood, the innate urge to create videos and to build.
See, this is why a lot of people, me included, can't get to the place that MrBeast is, because, you know, a lot of us don't have that drive. I think this will change if he ever gets to the point where like he has a family, obviously kids, a wife or husband, whatever he's into. But yeah, like me doing this now, I know that this is not going to be getting me to the point that MrBeast is. This is just more like a recreational fun thing. I do enjoy it, but you have to have some crazy dedication like this guy.
The YouTube channel and build businesses. That's just what I do. And if I like try to take time off, I just get depressed and I feel like I lose my sanity. But I also feel like I lose my sanity because we've cranked the treadmill so much on creating videos. So it's like weird, but if I'm not.
Yeah, he's going to get to a point where he's run out of ideas and he might just have to, I know he recycles, I think, some stuff, but.
Creating, then I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I'm progressing. Then I feel like I'm wasting my time. The problem I'm having right now is I struggle to wind down at night because I just work and I'll lay in bed and I'll think of ideas and I'll think of just like, you know, what we could have done better, how we could have edited a video better or finances or whatever. So I'm trying to like actually find ways to like pull back a little bit and so I sleep a little bit better. Hopefully it's not too messy. So I have everything I need in here. My bed, my work computer, a little bench press.
He sleeps here at his office?
To get exercise in, a toilet and a shower, and that's my closet. I was on the cover of Rolling Stone recently, which who cares about magazines, whatever. But Steve Jobs was also on the cover of Rolling Stone. So I'm getting this blown up to be the same size as this. So I can have like just matching posters of us both on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Could you walk us through a normal day?
Next week, I'm gonna be flying to India to stay in like a $1 hotel and then like a $10,000 hotel in the Maldives. And then when I get back, well, that means gaming and React's fall behind. So I'm gonna have to do a whole day of catching up on our Reacts videos. I'm gonna have to do a day or two catching up on our gaming videos.
Yeah, he also has so many different channels. He has a specific MrBeast gaming channel, a specific MrBeast Reacts channel. Then he has like his regular MrBeast where he posts all his like skits and challenges and shit. This guy has so many things going on his plate. And I think some of his other people that he works with also do stuff on those channels, but I think he's still part of those.
And then I've been gone. So now I got to spend a whole day catching up on the creative and all our other main channel videos. And then the video after that, we're going to do like the world's largest experiments. Like we're trying to make the world's largest balloon, you know, and then Beast Burger and Feastables are probably going to want my head on a platter because I just spent 2 weeks traveling, filming that video, and I haven't been talking to them as much. So then probably those meetings will probably.
Yeah, and he just came out with a chocolate bar. He's got his own burger situation. Like this guy's stretched out so thin. It's crazy. He also, what was I going to say about him? It'll come back to me.
Fly into town. The main channel is the priority, and then around the main channel schedule, the rest of my life kind of like forms with all the other businesses.
Well, these are just our English channels. Yeah. So then we're gonna.
That was the other thing. He also changes all of his videos into multiple languages to reach so many different people, which is a brilliant idea to get it out there. So then more people are able to ingest your content because it's in their language.
Have Spanish, Portuguese, Brazil, Japanese, Hindi, and they'll probably go down to like here.
My well of knowledge needs to constantly be expanding, so I have more things to draw inspiration from our ideas. If not, you're going to get the same ideas over and over again. So it happens for a lot of creators. That's why their videos are repetitive and always the same thing. Yep. Because if you're not constantly learning new things, then your ideas are just limited to what's in your head, and eventually you're going to drain it.
How many hours would you say it takes to edit the average video?
So our 100 million subscriber special, I think we were just doing the math. I think it was like collectively like 1,700 hours across all the editors. The thing is, like, I'm not the easiest to work with in that regard. Like, I really want to make the video as good as possible, and so we'll just be like, well, what if we try this? And so we'll have to like basically re-edit the video to see if this other way produces a better story and if it flows better. And it's a lot of testing. So we usually edit a video like, you know, 5 or 7 times.
Working with Jimmy is like the most particular process. If he's not completely happy with the video, then it just keeps on going for like an extra week, and we'll just every single day. It's like it's a long process, but at the same time it improves quality.
Apparently, if you make a pee joke, it will drop your retention by around 5%.
No pee jokes, that's just a no-go. No matter how funny it is. I mean, I think it's funny, but it doesn't matter.
Really?
It's just a no-go. Like, you can't do that. It's just no.
It's very interesting because usually like potty humor is quite amusing, especially I would assume to like his audience. Not that they're children, but they're kind of in the like, I'm gonna guess his demographic is more like the 16 to 25-year-olds, something like that. Especially males.
Do you ever take days off?
So I found giving into my natural instinct works best. So I just work every day, every hour of the day, until I just burn out. Anytime I try to stick to a schedule, it just doesn't work because there are certain Saturdays I'm just fired up and like God himself couldn't stop me from going and working on a video. And then there are other Saturdays where I'm burnt out. And so, yeah, I just kind of give in to my emotions and just work when I want to. All their walls are whiteboard paint. Yeah. So all throughout here is just all our upcoming videos. This is the box they delivered, the 100 million. I'm going to be 100% honest. I had never even read it. I didn't realize it was customized for every person. Remind me to read that later. I thought it was just a copy print to everyone.
Do you know how many income sources you have?
Yeah, because I think PewDiePie, his is like a fist because that's his logo. So maybe MrBeast will be his Beast logo that's on his shirt as his play button. That'd be kind of cool.
That's an interesting one. Well, let's see. We have Beast Burger.
Sorry, what was that question?
We have to read that later. I thought it was just a copy print to everyone.
Do you know how many income sources you have?
Income sources, okay.
That's an interesting one. Well, let's see. We have Beast Burger, Feastables. We have a company where we dub channels, which runs our MrBeast Espanol and stuff like that. We do that for other people. We have MrBeast, MrBeast Gaming, Beast Reacts. Yeah, merch. That's another one. Honestly, I'd have to like open my bank account and look
probably
through
got 10.
Like,
He's probably got 10.
Sub opportunities. Like we occasionally do things where like we built this app. We had people put their finger on the app. Yeah. So we're building other apps in the future.
What would you say your main source of income is if you were to pick one thing?
Gosh. So I'll say this because I tweet it. You can throw it up. That Beast Burger has done over 100 million in sales, and obviously that number has grown a lot bigger since then.
So it's cool about his Beast Burgers because he doesn't have. I think now he's making a brick and mortar place, but I think the concept was he sends out his kits of his burgers out to all different chains. It could be like a Burger King or whatever, your Rudy's or local burger shop, and you go in and you just say, "Hey, I want a Beast Burger," and they have all the ingredients to make it, and they've been trained on how to make it or how to produce a burger, so it's the same everywhere. And then you just grill up those burgers, and then they get a cut, and I guess you get a cut, something like that. So they've already made 100 million in revenue. That's crazy. And now he's got his chocolate bar, which I think it advertises only like 4 ingredients.
So like, but again, it's because it's something people can repeatedly buy. Merch, the best margins, but you know, it's you just like a burger or whatever. You know, is something someone can order multiple times a week. Merch, they're only gonna buy like twice a year. You know what I mean?
What about sponsorships?
Oh yeah, and sponsorships. Oh gosh, yeah, those have gotten crazy recently. I'll tell you over or under. What's the most you think I've gotten for a brand deal?
3 million.
Well, I was hoping you would say something lower. We've definitely done deals around that ballpark, yes.
How many people work for you?
It's definitely getting big. I'd say in general, right, between Feastables and all the stuff we're doing, like full-time salary, probably 150 people, maybe 200.
That's actually not
Just
too
kinda depends.
bad.
It's a lot of like part-time jobs and secondhand jobs that are spun off, and that's where it gets into like the hundreds, but yeah. This is our studio. It's around 40,000 square feet. Studio space in America currently is in very high demand. People are struggling to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, real estate in general is in high demand, but damn, 40,000 square feet, that's huge.
Because content creation just in general is growing year over year. So having a big place like this with no beams, which is what was here when we bought them, there's like hundreds of these, which is how most warehouses are. You can't film movies, you can't film content in them.
So he must have had to get reinforced.
So it's very, very hard because it's expensive. It's much easier just to throw up beams to hold up the roof. To find wide open space like this with none. So that's why spaces like this are pretty rare.
Do you know how much it costs in terms of running your overall business every month?
Like on the gaming channel, we probably are spending like, I don't know, depends, like a couple $100,000 a month. Reacts, a couple $100,000 a month. The main channel,
Couple 100,000s a month. Holy shit, man. That's, people might not even get that, you know, that's like 2 years, sometimes 3 years worth of salary that he's blowing in a month on a YouTube video.
now probably like 3 or 4 million a month. Like Feastables is spending probably $1 million or so a month. Beast Burger, same thing.
Oh my
I mean, if you're
God.
including like marketing and stuff, a couple million a month. So I mean, even like our Beast philanthropy, our charity, you know, I put a lot of money into that so we can have food and stuff like that. So yeah, it's getting pretty crazy.
Who manages that?
That's another channel that he has that's also pretty cool. I think he just did one where he donated like school buses full of materials, like school materials, to all these different schools. I think it was like 5 different schools. He just had giant school buses, and then kids just go in and like load up their bags and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Well, if you go over there up those stairs, you'll see a little accounting team that I walk in and I go, I want to give 100 people $100,000. They go, you're crazy. And I'm like, good luck. And here is 10 other doors, and those are the people that I stress out with money. The money is best spent in like just doing grander things that I find interesting, that are unique, original, and like for the most part, you can't find what we do anywhere else, not at the scale we do. And I think it's like that is where I want to put the money in, because then that's what gets people coming back. They enjoy it, and then everything else benefits.
Do they make sure that money is like put aside just for you, like just in case?
People have been saying that since I had 1 million subscribers, and the videos get views even if I don't upload. So like if I really wanted to, I could just stop spending and just live off the money.
531,000
Full
views an
disclosure, it's
hour.
late at night. I haven't uploaded in a while.
Oh my god.
When we uploaded the island video, we were doing 5 million an hour. So
An hour, holy shit. 500,000 in an hour, and then he was getting 5 million an hour during the day. Look at his, like, is that his account?
Look at all.
Look at all his accounts. Brazil, Spain, Portugal, maybe Russia, gaming in Spanish, Mr. Bro, don't know what that is. Mr. Beast, is that like Egyptian or something, or Indian? Maybe Hindi. He was saying. Mr. Beast Brazil. Also, he has a Mr. Beast in Brazil, and then he has a Mr. Beast Gaming in Brazil. Holy shit!
All the channels.
Here's the other channels.
Oh,
Picking-
Arabic. What was those other ones?
Channels.
Here's the other channels.
Arabic, French. His friend Carl. Jimmy. Jimmy has 2 subscribers. Okay.
Pick any channel you want.
$63,000 a month.
Literally,
63K a month. Holy shit! I was making that in a year on my last job.
all I want to do is make the best videos possible.
Yeah.
That's why I live in the studio right over there. So I don't, like, I'm not worried about paying for a mansion. I don't drive a Lamborghini. I purposely have a really, like, dumbed down lifestyle. So because it gives you freedom. Like, you know, most people can't reinvest in a business because when they get to this level, they're worried about their $10 million mansion. They're like 4 or 5 cars and insurance and keeping up with that. And then like their second home and all these other things. I just cut it all out. I have no like personal debt or like things, you know, that I have to pay for. So I can just go all in on the business because it's like, it doesn't even matter.
pretty
you know what I
smart.
mean? How much do you think it costs to build an elevator?
My guess here is probably going to be 80 grand.
I think that was around 200,000.
Why so much?
I said the same thing. I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, an elevator's like 20 grand.
How do you plan to expand the business?
Ooh, that's where it gets fun. I think for starters, you know, I just want to keep making the best videos possible. I have to reiterate, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but everything I do stems from that. Because if I stop making the best videos, people stop watching, and then Feastables is irrelevant, Beast Burger is irrelevant. All the companies are just literally irrelevant. So that, and then stemming off from that, next I really want to get into making mobile games. I think that'd be a lot of fun because we have a gaming channel that gets like 20 million views a video, and then I really want to scale up Feastables, launch new products. We're going to launch cookies.
Man, this guy's gonna have so much on his plate if he also gets into game developing. Sure, mobile games I guess might be a little bit easier than like big indie or like big games, but still, man, this guy seems so stretched out that I mean, maybe he just hires a team, but he definitely approves everything, right? Or goes over everything. They're editing videos like 7 different times, right? Because he wants something changed.
And then Beast Burger, we're getting into building physical locations. So in 2 weeks, we open our first physical Beast Burger. We have 2,000 virtual. We're building that.
Yeah.
And then based on how that goes, I want to build 10, and then 50, and then 100 physical locations, and just, you know, keep leveraging
He'll be the next McDonald's. He'll be a huge franchise, you know?
the brand. I like pushing myself, and I see it as a sport, and like going hard in business and building them. Even though it's stressful and it's very difficult, and like sometimes I'm like, you know, you have a mental breakdown. You're like, why am I doing this? Why did I push myself so hard? But then when you're not doing it, you're just depressed. So it's like a weird system, a weird situation. But I love it. But sometimes I don't.
We're gonna try to do world's largest hydraulic press versus a Lambo. See if we can squish it. Then we're gonna do, we're gonna put a rocket on a car and see how many buses you can jump over. And then world's largest elephant toothpaste, world's largest paper airplane.
What's your biggest insecurity?
Like our videos are very fast paced, and so sometimes you do have to give up a little bit of the story in order to keep the videos moving. Of anything, it would be that. Like a lot of people think the only reason we get views is 'cause
That's true. It's a lot of jump cuts, like, this is what's happening, then this is what's happening. Like, it doesn't build, it doesn't tell us a specific story. Like, you still get the concept of what his videos are going to be about, but I get what he's saying.
I just throw money at it, and they don't realize that, you know, we spent a decade just studying what does well, you know, studying, figuring out our own style, figuring out our own way to do things, and the amount of hours I put into like just expanding the inspiration in my brain just so I can come up with original ideas, and the months on months we spend building the sets and working on it, and the weeks we spend editing and all this, and then, you know, they're just like, oh, he just spent money. That's it. There's nothing special. You know what I mean?
Speaking of which, you want to see where we store our money?
Let's see.
Almost every area of the internet points to YouTube. So I think YouTube's going to keep growing. It's mind-blowing, and you can leverage that to build businesses or, you know, like do things like Beast Philanthropy or whatever. I think like people don't realize just how crazy it is. For us, we have 100 million people on average that watch almost everything we put up.
Does that ever worry you that you have that much influence on so many people?
We did Team Trees, we did Team C's. Typically, our stuff centers around doing good, and
No, actually, it excites me because I've had hundreds of parents, probably even 1,000 at this point, tell me stories of like their kids watch that, and then when they get tooth fairy money, they want to go donate it to charity, or like their little 12-year-old
that's
kid wants to
cute.
go volunteer because they watched a Peace Philanthropy video.
Yeah, that's really
No,
cute.
I feel like we're doing a good job in inspiring people to care, and yeah, maybe it could be perfect, but in general, I feel like compared to other stuff, we're doing a pretty good job. Oh my gosh, we're about to hit 103 million. It's hard to say.
Damn, that is a crazy sub counter. Holy shit, that takes up this whole wall.
I'm curious on this one. How do you balance having a relationship?
With my current girlfriend, she's actually from South Africa.
Oh, he has a girlfriend. Oh shit, okay.
So that is the hard part because I live in my studio. I don't really ever do anything fun, and I work 99% of the time. So one thing is like I'm obsessed with learning, and so it was very important I found someone that also likes learning. So she loves reading books, she loves like experiencing things. So like I don't see like taking like an art class as a waste of time because that might creatively inspire me, or like a pottery class, or even going and shooting guns or whatever, some new thing. So usually it's like us doing something like that where in my head I'm learning something and I can kind of justify the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To my like.
Yeah, but it kind of seems like he's using the time just to create new videos. So he'll spend the time with his girlfriend doing these new cool aspects, but then the real underlying tone is like doing those things will make him make new videos. Not to say that that's what he's doing, just yeah.
Business obsessed brain cell. So it's that, and it's also good to unwind, and so you can actually go to bed at a reasonable time and not just lay there working in your head. To be a good business owner, don't you have to know like where every penny in your company goes or something like that?
You would think, but
Yeah.
you know what? If you hire someone else to do that for you, then
It's like, yeah, I just want to focus on making great videos. So like, I'm not as like involved. Oh, this is pretty cool. Just a laser-like focus and obsession is just kind of what I aim to like implement in our videos because it's just beautiful to see. Hey, you should subscribe right now. That, a lot of people who wouldn't have done it because they just didn't think of it are now thinking about it, and it will convert to like 10 or 20,000. So literally just say it and you're good.
subscribe.
Yeah, guys, subscribe to Graham, to MrBeast, to PortuguesePai. Let's get everything growing. Oh, and that was the end. Well, that was a fantastic video. That's a great sit down with MrBeast. He's super inspiring. I mean, to be as young as he is and be as wealthy and renowned and well known as he is, it's amazing. Definitely give this video a like. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the content, and I'll catch you later.